big kind of message of today, which I think is hopefully inspiring for you. Do you feel like you hit that slump? Or are we still raring to go? Or maybe you're just here for lunch? Have we hit that slump, or are we still pushing forward?
We're cheating a little bit now.
We're cheating a little bit now. Cheaters. Do we feel like we're on track to be able to achieve our goal? Does that 10 pounds in 10 weeks still seem realistic?
I lost 14 so far.
Wow, well done. No, that is worth applause. That is well done. Congratulations. But now you're cheating? A little bit. A couple of things we want to talk about is the phrase success breeds success. Okay, so you've lost 14 pounds, so now you believe it's possible for you, right? And for some of you in the room, you're thinking, great, she did it, but that's maybe not possible for me, right? And so success breeds success. When we are around you, we can be inspired by you. We can be motivated by you. When we achieve our goals, we are motivated by our own success. So the key here is to set goals for yourself that you can achieve. So if 10 pounds in 10 weeks does not seem achievable goal for you, let's change it. Your goal might be 8 pounds in 10 weeks, and that's okay. We may be sitting here at week 4 and you've lost 1 pound, and you have 6 weeks to go. So what is your goal at this point? Is it still 10 pounds? Or can we adjust it and say, my goal from this point is to lose 6 pounds in the next 6 weeks, so I can lose 1 pound a week moving forward. So we want to make sure that our goals are realistic for us. Success breeds success. Set goals around weight loss, around health that we can achieve. We're capable of achieving. And then we just continue to move those goals. What's the scariest part of setting goals? Failing, right? Oh man, I set the goal to lose 10 pounds. Can I sit on this table? Is that appropriate? Is that okay? I'm going to sit on this table. We're going to do that. Because I want this to be informal. I want you to think about this and apply it. So I want to kind of take the formality out of this for you. For your failure, right? What's the worst that can happen? I'm trying to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks. What if I fail? What if I fall short? What happens? Haley gets on to you. Haley's going to shake her finger at you and say, shame, shame, right? Which is pretty sad and scary, but maybe you've fallen short and you've gone 6 pounds, right? Maybe, but you still lost 6 pounds, and that's a huge goal, right? That's a huge accomplishment. So maybe you don't get to go shopping for new clothes, and so we just reset and continue forward again. So we talk about motivation. Do you feel like you are motivated by internal things or external things? So that's the big question. And each one of you, kind of from this point moving forward, the rest of the presentation or the discussion really will be very specific to you. So I want you to internalize it. I want you to think about yourself, your goals, your motivation. So moving forward, hello, welcome. Are you motivated by inside of yourself or outside things? Internal things or external things? Do you all have an answer for yourselves?
Both.
Both, right? Both internally and externally. So when we talk about things that motivate us internally, why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Besides Haley told me to.
Feel better.
Feel better. Okay, so I want to feel better. Why do I want to feel better? Why does that matter?
Happier.
I'm happier, so I want to be happier, right? I want to feel better. I want to be happier. Is it just for me? Just because I want to feel happier? Or if I'm happier, does it impact how I interact with the people around me? Usually we're driven by the people around us more than we are for ourselves. I'm okay being of average happiness. But the people that live in my house would prefer that I was happier, right? Does this happen to you? Your kids probably are happier when you treat them a certain way, your spouses are happier when you treat them a certain way, or when that interaction is happier versus a little bit more deprived or negative. So oftentimes we want to feel better, but what does that mean? So I want to feel better. What does that really mean? Do I want to feel more attractive? Do I want to feel sexier? Do I want to feel more athletic? Do I want to feel more fit? Do I want to feel more energetic? What is that? You know, we have to say, we oftentimes make these blanket statements. I want to feel better. But what does it mean? So much of motivating ourselves is pinpointing that reason, that very thing that motivates me. So we are 3 or 4 weeks out from spring break, depending on when your spring break is. Do you remember when you were in high school or college, like that change of behavior getting ready for the spring break swimsuits? Right? That motivation was not to feel better. It was, I've got to look good at spring break. Or maybe it's Memorial Day weekend, you know, coming up in May. For whatever reason it is, there's a thing that motivates each one of us. And so often we sign up for Scaleback Alabama because I want to feel better, right? Is losing weight, do you feel better when you're losing weight? The result, we feel better with the result, right? But the process, some of you looked at your meals today and said, gosh, I really wish there was a little brownie on here. That would make me feel better. Or, I wish, did somebody get a brownie? You're all looking around at each other. Or, we kind of look at this process of, you're taking away my soda. I really want that caffeine. I'm happier when I have caffeine. I feel better when I have caffeine. So the process of weight loss is not usually happy, right? It's hard work. It's hard work to change a behavior. It's hard work because we have become so, I hesitate to use the word lazy. Convenient, maybe. Can I use the word convenient? Our food is convenient. Our lifestyle is convenient. I don't have time for this. I do have time for this. I can change this or that. So when we talk about it, we need to find that one thing. What is that specific measure that will propel change for me? The same thing that propelled her to lose 14 pounds is not the same thing that will propel each of you. Everybody will have a different thing. For example, I was sitting, I worked at Alabama Power for 4 years and built the wellness program there. And I had an executive that called me in at one point and said, hey, I've got a big problem. I said, I work in wellness. I don't know if I can, help fix this, but yes, let's see what we can do. And I had known his son. We had gone to high school together, and he said, my son, who you know, will not let me hold my grandchild. I said, well, that's a big problem. I see that. And I said, why? He said, well, I have shaky hands when I'm holding this new grandchild, and it's probably, my doctor says, because of my blood pressure medication. And so I need a solution to get me off of the blood pressure medication so that I can hold my grandkid. I said, wow. Now that is the reason. He didn't want to feel better. He didn't want to lose weight. He didn't want to eat better. He wanted to hold his grandchild. And so for him, that began this huge movement of changing his life. Changed his snacks, changed his eating requirements, and it even changed his marriage. And then you're like, okay, how does that happen? And he said, well, as we go through this process a couple months, he said, well, I knew that I had to start exercising, but I didn't have enough time in the day of all the things that I had to do. So he and his wife started walking around the neighborhood. He said, it's great. We walked for 30 minutes. The first 20 minutes, she told me all the things about her day. I had 5 minutes to tell her about my day. And then the last 5 minutes, she told me what she thought about her day and my day together. And I said, great. So at the end of a 30-minute walk, she feels great about the marriage and having all of this time to share. They've both gotten 30 minutes of physical activity. And then when they got back home, they could go back to doing what they needed to do. That is a 30-minute window that we waste running around the house, commercials on television, fixing it. There's 30 minutes is a short period of time that impacts both your health and your relationships in a lot of ways if you take your family on this journey with you. So if your bullet point is that driving factor for you is a family situation, engage your family members in it. That is a huge motivator. Because some days, right, motivation 101, sometimes I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to go to the gym. I just don't want to eat healthy. I just don't want to go for a walk. But if I have somebody else that on my day of negative, they are having a positive. They're like, I am fired up. Let's go for a walk around the neighborhood. The weather is nice. The sun is out. We're going. And what am I going to say? I'm not going to rain on their parade, usually, right? Instead, I'm going to say, all right, let's go. Kicking and screaming, let's go. So when we have a buddy, when we have a teammate, that is a huge motivator for us. And that person is so important, right? This person that you choose to be your buddy, to be your partner, is so important. How do you choose your friends? Do you choose people to be around that lift you up, that encourage you, that support you, that you feel good about yourself when you're around them? Or do you choose friends that are constantly saying, that was a dumb thing to do. Let's not do that thing that you want to do. Let's do what I want to do. Right? So think about your kids. Who do you want your kids to be friends with? We usually can pinpoint this a lot better than we can pinpoint our own friends. So think about your kids' friends, or your as you think through, who do you let them hang out with? Kids that are inspiring them, kids that are challenging them to do new things, or kids that are holding them back, getting them into trouble, convincing them to do the wrong thing or follow the wrong temptations. Now, who do you work with? Who do you surround yourself with? Who do you go to lunch with? With the exception of this lunch. Who do you go to lunch with? Are they people that are encouraging you to make the healthy choice, or are they the people saying, hey, let's just go for a burger and fries, it'll be fine? Or are they saying, hey, let's go get a sandwich, let's go get a sub sandwich, let's go get a salad, let's go make a healthy choice together, right? So the people that we surround ourselves with make a big impact on whether we are motivated and continue to be successful. So again, success breeds success. Do you remember that from the beginning? If you leave here today with no other framework in your head but success breeds success, remember that. Ingrain that. Find ways to remember that. Success breeds success. If I am successful in having a healthy lunch like this today, what's for dinner? Are you, think to yourselves, are you more inspired now to have a healthy dinner because you've had a healthy lunch? Or are you plotting that steak and baked potato and cheesecake and whatever else, right? Not usually, because I've been successful in making a healthy choice at lunch. I can continue this into dinner. I can continue this path. I've been successful at this meal. I can be successful on the next meal. And that's a huge part of it for us as well. I also come from the world, Haley mentioned, of elite athletics, college athletics, professional athletics. I did play in college. I played at Vanderbilt. I played at Clemson. I had a couple knee injuries and went through that process of bouncing back and learning how to mentally change everything about my lifestyle to be resilient. Resilient is that I am able to bounce back from adversity. And this is a word that I would encourage you to take and to own and to make part of your kind of common dialogue with yourself. The voice that you hear in your head that is you, make that a resilient voice that says, I may have failed before, but I will be successful this time. I've been successful before, I will be successful this time. There are reasons and triggers that we fall down, but the biggest message is, will we get back up? Will we reset goals? Will we refocus on those goals? And there's hours of conversations that we can have about that, and we won't do it today. But I want you to use this word resilient, and I want you to think about it and almost engrave it on your heart and saying, I will be resilient in my pursuit of health. I will be resilient in my pursuit of health. Will I fall down? Yes. Will I be tempted to cheat? Yes, I will. Maybe I cheat and had a cupcake for breakfast this morning, but that will not happen again. I will get back on the wagon. I will stand back up, right? So the big message is, we will all make health mistakes. I promise you. The healthiest, the fittest, those who feel the best, they all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And the question is, will we slum in those mistakes for days or weeks or months? Or will we say, yes, that was a poor choice of lunch options, but it's dinner, and I can choose something different at dinner. I will bounce back for this meal. I will bounce back. I will be resilient and bounce back from this. Getting healthy is a difficult process. I spend a lot of my career working with athletes still now. I coach Broward High School just across town, girls high school soccer. And I'm convinced I was much cooler as a high school kid than they are. But I'm like, we didn't do stuff like that, did we? No way. But as we look at this, so much of a high school athlete achieving their goals to a college athlete achieving their goals to you achieving your goals is visualization. Can you visualize your success? Can you visualize where you want to be and where you're going? So often we say, I want to feel better, right? I want to be happier. What does that look like? Let's give visual goals. I'm a huge fan of the dry erase marker. Have you guys used dry erase markers in your homes, or just you remember them from your college classrooms maybe? Dry erase marker, it will cost you $2 probably to buy a pack of these. Get multicolored, get fine point, get a thick point, it doesn't matter. Get you some dry erase markers and write all over everything all over your house. My friends come into my house and question why I have markers written on all the windows and all of the mirrors. The mirrors are the best thing. What messages do you want to think about, to ponder, to consider, and to have on your mind all day? Write them on your bathroom mirror. Today, I will be healthy. Today, I will exercise. Today, I will be resilient. I am committed to making a healthy lunch choice. Whatever it is, write quotes from people that inspire you. Some of you, they may be Hollywood people, they may be philosophers, they may be Bible verses, they may be corporate executives. I really like Walt Disney. He has some great quotes. So whoever it is that inspires you or motivates you, take these quotes and write them up on these mirrors. Write them up in your board so they are in the forefront. Why am I doing this? It's not forgotten. For your family, why are you trying to lose weight? I am involved at Scaleback, Alabama because I want to be here to hold my grandkids. Why? Is that the reason? I am committed to losing 10 pounds because we have a family cruise happening in May. What is it for you? Write that up there. If there are pictures that do that for you, then tape them up as well. Use a piece of tape on a mirror and put the picture of, maybe it's that dream vacation spot. Maybe if you lose X amount of pounds, you and your spouse or your kids can go for a weekend in Orange Beach or wherever it is. You can go to Six Flags. Whatever it is that motivates you, put a picture of that. Have a visual. This is where I'm going and why. The other thing specific to Scaleback that we often use and talk about is this mason jars. I love mason jars. It's ridiculous how much I love mason jars. I just think they're cool. I just wish I knew how to make jam or something and actually use them for what they're intended, but I don't. So we use mason jars for other things. So we will, and we have going on in my office, we're doing Scaleback, Alabama as well, take 2 mason jars, small ones, big ones, whatever. One of them starts with the representation of 10 items in there. They can be rocks, they can be stones, they can be cotton balls, they can be buttons, they can be whatever, coins, whatever you want them to be. And in this is where I started. This is the goal. My goal is to lose 10 pounds. And then I have a second mason jar. And for every pound I lose, I get to move it from this jar into this jar. Now, this is a visual representation, and it's become a little bit of a challenge in my office because I have a couple of interns, student people who work with me, and it's like, ooh, and we have all of ours in one. So there's like our team, there's 4 of them in there, and so they're like, ooh, I got to move a coin. I got to move the coin from pounds that I'm goal to pounds that I've achieved. So this is a great visual, and you can do it with your kids, you can do it with your family. I encourage you to get your family involved with this process as you move forward. So everybody is moving. The point is not to lose weight at this point, right? What's the point? I want to move a marble. Like, that's the goal. The goal is to move a marble. So what do I have to do to move a marble or a coin or a button or whatever it is for you? And so that's a great visual because you have it sitting on your desk. You have it sitting in the middle of your kitchen table. Hey, I'm going to fix dinner, or on the kitchen counter by the stove. We're going to fix, you know what? I'm going to fix something that's going to help me move a marble instead of just a quick fix for dinner tonight for everyone. So that's a great way to keep visuals in front of you. Portion size matters. These visuals really matter. So find ways to integrate them as you move forward. One resource I will leave with you today, maybe Haley, you can email the link out to everyone after this if you have their addresses, but we started a new wellness blog at UAB. It's kind of open to whoever. You're welcome to use it and check it out. We've kind of dedicated it to the Scale Back Alabama timeframe. We'll continue after that. It is uabwellness.blogspot.com. And so you will see some of the things that I've been talking about a little bit today on that blog. We're posting recipes 2 or 3 times a week that are simple, easy, try something new. We're talking about topics. Yesterday's blog post was about fuel for exercise, so what you can eat before or after exercise and activities that may apply to your children who are in high school athletics as well. We have a thing on the mason jars in there kind of talking about how to do that. We have a variety of things, tips and tricks to suppress your appetite. So we have a lot of good content there. And I would just encourage you to use that as a tool. We're always looking for what's that hook, what's that tool that's going to inspire me? What is it that's going to propel me, different from everybody else in the room? So feel free to check that out. Again, it's uabwellness.blogspot.com. And so use that tool, use that as something that you hopefully inspires you to make a change. I know we're about on time at this point, but if there are any questions, I'm happy to acknowledge them or hang around a few minutes after if you guys need to get back. But any questions? Are you inspired? Are you ready to do something? So let's, if we can we bounce around really quick? And I'll give you a minute to think about it. You don't have to bounce around. You don't have to jump. You're getting nervous. You don't have to move. But just what's the one behavior, one thing that will drive me? So what's the purpose of me doing this? What's the one thing beyond get healthy? But what's that point that will propel me? Are we comfortable with that? Can I start with you as the man in the room to be our leader? We have another one. He slipped in. What's going to propel you?
I just think to get better physical health.
Okay. He wants to be cut up like a Greek god. That's what I heard. What clothes? New clothes. We always like our clothes. It's not about the number on the scale, but how our pants fit.
Yep.
I agree.
Just physically feeling better.
Okay. More energy. More energy, a little more confident. That's self-efficacy. I want to feel good about me, right?
And to get back in those clothes that I used to wear.
Yes. Back in those clothes. Back in those clothes. Clothes are huge. What about you?
Just to be healthier.
Healthier? Okay.
Maintain my weight.
Okay. Maintaining weight. Good. Protein shakes will be a good one for you.
I'm going to get off some of the meds I'm on.
Okay. And that's a great one. And that is a huge driving factor because whatever we have to do, right, to get to that point is a good point. Well done.
Healthier.
She's like, I'm just here for lunch. Fine. Healthier is a good one, right? So I'm getting these messages of health, I hear this, but I hope that in your own mind and in your own heart, you'll dig a little deep to find that, what is going to make you get healthier? What is that point? What is that trigger for you? Because we each have it. Otherwise, we are always striving to get healthier, right? But what is it really? What is that hook for me?
I'm trying to avoid getting on medication.
Okay. Good. Not good, but
right.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
Basically, getting on my feet again.
Okay. A noble attempt, right? One step at a time. That's a huge part of it. That's good. And that is a baby step process. And so for each, make sure you celebrate each success, each step in that process, right? Success breeds success. So celebrate and acknowledge each one of those steps as you go. They have a lot of energy, don't they? It's all that sugar we keep giving them. But how many do you have?
I'll have 5 as of next week.
Okay, good luck. So everyone can, when you see her in the hallways, just ask her, is the grandchild faster than you? And that will hopefully prompt her and encourage her and motivate her. So yes. Again, as you heard, there's so many different reasons. You're kind of hiding behind Haley back there. What's yours?
I think my plan to be healthy for the love of the family and also for someone else.
Yeah, family is so huge. We want to be here We want to be here to see our kids graduate from high school. We want to be here to see our kids graduate from college and get married and play and chase grandchildren and all of these things. And we determine that factor with what we do with health behaviors. And that's just a key message. So be motivated by each other, be motivated by your own successes, and be resilient in your pursuit of health. Be resilient. Thanks for coming. I think we're out of time. I know you guys have to get back. Thank you.